It's 3 a.m. You hear car doors slamming. Not one, 4, maybe 5. Boots on pavement, multiple voices, flashlights cutting through your bedroom window. Your neighbor's door, bang, 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 open up! This is happening in American cities right now, and most people have absolutely no idea what to do. So here's your survival protocol, because the next door they knock on might be yours. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. This is educational information based on constitutional rights, not legal advice. For specific legal guidance, consult an attorney in your jurisdiction. Let's be clear about what we're talking about. Armed groups, federal, local, doesn't matter, conducting organized operations in residential neighborhoods, going door to door, searching, detaining, taking people. This isn't some future dystopia scenario. This is happening, now, in multiple cities. And here's what nobody tells you. Most people freeze. They panic. They open the door because someone with authority is demanding it. And that single decision, that determines everything that happens next. But you're not going to freeze, because you're going to know exactly what to do in every stage of this scenario. First sign of operations in your area, the knock on your door. If they enter, how to protect yourself legally, when to evacuate, how to survive. This isn't theory. This is the actual playbook. Let's go. Before they arrive. Here's something most people don't realize. These operations don't just appear out of nowhere. There are signs, patterns, things that happen 12 to 48 hours before they hit your neighborhood. And if you know what to look for, you can prepare, or get out entirely. Sign 1. Unusual vehicle activity. Not regular patrol cars. We're talking unmarked SUVs, vans, multiple vehicles that don't belong to anyone in the neighborhood. They do reconnaissance first, mapping the area, identifying target locations, figuring out entry and exit points. You'll see the same vehicles drive through multiple times over 24 hours, slowly. Occupants looking at houses, not at phones, taking notes. If you see this pattern, 2 or 3 passes by the same unmarked vehicles, operations are likely coming within 48 hours. Sign 2. Community chatter changes. Social media, neighborhood groups. Suddenly people are talking about increased enforcement presence, friends in other neighborhoods reporting operations there. These things move in patterns. If it happened in a neighborhood 10 miles away yesterday, there's a high probability your area is in the same operation cycle. Pay attention to what people are saying, not rumors, actual sightings, actual encounters. Sign 3. Increased presence of spotters. People in civilian clothes hanging around. Cars parked with occupants who never get out, sitting, watching, for hours. These are forward observers. They're tracking who comes and goes, when people leave for work, when they return, identifying patterns. If you notice someone sitting in a parked car on your street for extended periods, not on their phone, just watching, operations are likely imminent. Sign 4. Your gut says something's wrong. This sounds soft. It's not. Humans have incredible pattern recognition. Your subconscious picks up on things your conscious mind doesn't process. If the vibe in your neighborhood feels different, if you feel watched, if there's tension you can't quite explain, trust it. That instinct kept humans alive for thousands of years. It's not paranoia, it's survival awareness. What you're required to do, and what you're not. Okay, let's talk about your actual legal rights, because this is your defense. Most people don't know what they're legally required to do during an enforcement action, so they comply with everything out of fear. Bad move, because you have more protection than you think. Here's the reality. In most situations, you are not required to open your door. I know, someone's banging on your door at 3 a.m. yelling commands. Every instinct says, open it. Don't. Unless they have a warrant signed by a judge specifically for your address and they show it to you through the window or under the door, you don't have to open anything. But they said there, doesn't matter, warrant or no entry. Here's exactly what you say through the door. Memorize this. I do not consent to any search or entry. Please slide your warrant under the door or show it through the window. That's it. That's the magic phrase. Notice what it does. It's polite. It's not confrontational. It asserts your rights without escalating. And legally, it puts them in a position where they have to show documentation or leave. Now, if they do have a warrant for your specific address, check it through the window carefully. It must have a judge's signature, your specific address, the specific areas they're allowed to search. If any of those are missing, the warrant isn't valid. Here's what you do if the warrant is valid. You open the door. You step outside and close it behind you. You hand them the key or open it for them, but you don't go back inside with them. Why? Because anything you say inside during a search can be used against you. Anything they claim you said, any reaction they claim you had. Stay outside, stay silent. Let them do their search. The most important rule during any encounter? You have the right to remain silent. Use it. Don't answer questions. Don't explain. Don't justify. Don't small talk. 5 words only. I want a lawyer. Now. Then silence. Complete silence. Even if they keep talking, even if they pressure you, even if they threaten you. Silence is not suspicious. It's your constitutional right, and it cannot legally be used against you. Your first line of defense. All right, they're at your door, banging, demanding entry. Your heart's pounding. Adrenaline's flooding your system. You want this to be over. But this is where you win or lose everything. Step 1. Do not open the door. Period. Move away from the door. Go to a window where you can see them, but they can't easily see you. You need visual confirmation of who's there, how many, what they're wearing, what they're carrying. If they're in uniform with visible agency identification, you're likely dealing with official enforcement. If they're in plain clothes with no clear identification visible, that's actually more dangerous. Could be legitimate, could be impersonators. You don't know. Step 2. Turn on your recording. Phone recording, security camera, whatever you have, record everything. You're allowed to record law enforcement in public and in situations where you're the subject of enforcement. This is legal. Don't hide it. Don't be sneaky. Just record. Video if possible. Audio at minimum. Step 3. Communication through the door. Stand several feet back from the door, not right against it. Distance is safety. Speak clearly and calmly. Who are you and what do you want? They'll identify themselves and state their purpose. This is where most people panic and start explaining or justifying or asking questions. Don't. Just listen. Let them talk. Once they've stated their purpose, you respond with the magic phrase we covered. I do not consent to any search or entry. Please slide your warrant under the door or show it through the window. Now here's what happens next in most scenarios. They don't have a warrant for your address. They're doing neighborhood sweeps, hoping people will voluntarily let them in. So they'll try to pressure you. We just want to ask some questions. This will be quick. If you have nothing to hide, none of that changes anything. You repeat, I do not consent. Please show me a warrant or leave my property. If they threaten to break down the door without showing a warrant, say this: I am recording this interaction. I do not consent to entry. If you enter without a warrant, I will pursue all legal remedies. That usually stops them, because they know anything they find without a proper warrant gets thrown out, and they risk lawsuits. But if they do start breaking down your door without showing a warrant, do not physically resist. That's how people get hurt or killed. You say loudly and clearly for your recording, I do not consent to this entry. You are entering without my permission. I am not resisting. Then you comply physically. But you've established on record that this was forced entry without consent. Survival protocol inside. Okay, worst case. They're inside, warrant or not. Here's how you survive. Rule 1. Hands visible. Always. Hands at your sides or on your head if they tell you. Never in pockets, never behind your back, never reaching for anything. This is pure survival. Nervous agents with weapons plus not seeing your hands equals potential lethal force. Rule 2. Move slowly and announce everything. If you need to sit down, I'm going to sit down now. If you need to get your ID, my ID is in my pocket. I'm reaching for it now. Announce, then move, slowly. Rule 3. The 5 sentences you repeat, nothing else. 1. I am not answering any questions. 2. I want a lawyer. 3. I do not consent to any search. 4. Am I free to leave? 5. I am exercising my right to remain silent. That's it. Those 5 sentences cover every legal protection you have. They'll try to get you talking. Small talk, friendly conversation, building rapport. Just trying to clear this up. Don't fall for it. Every word you say can be used against you. Every single word. They might separate you from family members to ask questions individually. Before anyone gets separated, everyone in your household needs to know, I want a lawyer, and silence. Kids included, teach them now. If anyone official ever asks you questions without mom or dad, you say, I want my parent and a lawyer, and then you don't talk. Rule 4. Do not consent to anything. Can we look in this room? No. Can we check your phone? No. Can we take a quick DNA sample? No. Everything is no or I do not consent. Even if they say, we'll just get a warrant and come back. Let them. Make them do the work, because often they won't. They're counting on voluntary compliance. Rule 5. Document everything after they leave. Write down immediately, time they arrived and left, how many people, what they were wearing/agency identification, what they said, what they took, if anything, any threats or promises made, any property damage. Write it while it's fresh. Memory degrades fast under stress. This documentation is critical if you pursue legal action later. When to leave and where not to go. Now let's talk about the survival decision nobody wants to think about. When do you evacuate? Because sometimes the smart move isn't standing your ground. It's leaving before they arrive. If you see the warning signs we discussed, reconnaissance vehicles, multiple sightings in nearby neighborhoods, spotter activity, you have a decision window. Here's the calculation. Are you the specific target, or are you in an area where they're doing broad sweeps? If you're a specific target, they will find you eventually. Leaving your house just buys time. If you're in a sweep area but not specifically targeted, leaving might mean you avoid the entire situation. If you decide to evacuate, timing is everything. Leave during normal hours, 8 a.m., 2 p.m., when people leave for work or errands. Don't leave at 11 p.m. with bags packed. That's suspicious. That gets you stopped. Leave like you're going to the store. Casual, normal, nothing unusual. What you take in 60 seconds. ID and important documents kept in a grab bag ready. Phone fully charged. Cash, cards can be tracked. Medications, change of clothes. Contact information for lawyer and emergency contacts. That's it. No family photos, no laptops, nothing that looks like you're fleeing. Where you go matters as much as when you leave. Where not to go. Do not go to family. That's the first place they check. Parents, siblings, in-laws, all flagged in their system. Do not go to hotels near your home. They check these, especially if you pay with a card. Do not go to friends who are in any system. If they have government jobs, security clearances, law enforcement connections, don't involve them. So where do you go? Friends of friends, people you know but who don't have a direct documented connection to you. Religious institutions that offer sanctuary protections. Airbnb or private rentals paid in cash under someone else's name if possible. The key is no direct connection to you in any database. And here's the critical rule about evacuation. Tell no one where you're going. Not family, not close friends, no one. Because anyone they ask will either lie poorly, which confirms you're hiding, or tell the truth, which reveals your location. The only people who should know where you are, the person sheltering you, and your lawyer. How neighborhoods organize. Here's something powerful. One person alone is vulnerable. A connected community is protected. And smart neighborhoods have already organized early warning systems. How this actually works. You've got a neighborhood of 30 to 50 houses. Someone sees those reconnaissance vehicles we talked about. They send a signal. Group text, signal app message, whatever secure communication you've set up. Unmarked vehicles, 2 passes, black SUV, noting addresses. Now everyone knows. Everyone's alert, everyone's preparing. Someone spots those vehicles entering the neighborhood during an operation. Immediate alert goes out. Operations active, north entrance, multiple vehicles. Now everyone has a 5 to 10 minute warning before they reach your block. But here's the genius part. You don't just warn, you document. Someone in every other house is recording from their window, not interfering, just recording. Operations are happening at 123 Main Street. 5 houses have cameras recording the entire interaction. That's legal observer documentation, and it changes everything. Because enforcement operates differently when they know everything is being recorded by multiple sources, they follow procedures more carefully. They're less likely to violate rights. They know any misconduct is captured. How to set this up in your neighborhood. Step 1. Identify trusted neighbors. Start with 5 to 6 people you know personally. Step 2. Set up secure communication. Signal app with disappearing messages, or a private group text. Step 3. Establish protocols. What triggers a warning? How to communicate without being obvious. Step 4. Practice. Do test alerts. Make sure everyone knows their role. Step 5. Expand carefully. Only add people who are vetted by existing members. This isn't paranoia. This is community safety organization. It's a neighborhood watch for a different kind of threat. And it works, because information is protection. What to do if someone is taken? Okay, someone from your household or neighborhood was detained. Now what? Immediate actions. First 2 hours. 1. Contact a lawyer immediately. Not tomorrow, not after you figure out what's happening. Now. If you don't have a lawyer, contact legal aid organizations, ACLU, immigration rights organizations, public defenders. Get legal representation active within 2 hours. This is critical. 2. Document everything you know about the detention. Where they were taken from, time, how many officers, any agency identification, any statements made, any visible injuries. Write it down while it's fresh. Memory fails under stress. 3. Gather all relevant documents. Birth certificates, IDs, any legal status documents, marriage certificates, proof of address. These will be needed immediately for legal proceedings. 4. Secure your home if they conducted a search. They might have left doors open, locks broken, windows unsecured. Fix this immediately. Your home is vulnerable until you do. What not to do. Do not go to the detention facility alone trying to get information. You won't get answers. You might create new problems for yourself. The lawyer does this. That's why you hire them. Do not talk to enforcement without a lawyer present. They'll try to get you to come in just to clear things up or answer a few questions. Everything is through your lawyer. Every single communication. Long-term actions. First 72 hours. 1. Activate community support. Food, childcare, bills, practical immediate needs. 2. Document and preserve evidence. All recordings, all photos, all witness statements, multiple copies in multiple locations. 3. Reach out to support organizations. They have resources and experience with these situations. 4. Maintain communication security. Assume your phone might be monitored. Use encrypted communication for sensitive discussions. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Legal processes take time. The lawyer manages the legal side. You manage survival logistics. Here's where you are. You know the warning signs that operations are coming to your area. You know your legal rights and exactly what you're required to do and what you're not required to do. You know the door strategy, what to say, what not to say, how to protect yourself legally. You know what to do if they enter. The 5 sentences, the safety protocol, how to survive without incriminating yourself. You know when to evacuate, where to go, and where not to go. You know how communities organize early warning systems and legal observer networks. And you know what to do in the aftermath if someone is detained. This isn't about politics. This isn't about being for or against anything. This is about survival when armed groups are operating in your neighborhood, going door to door. This is about knowing your rights and knowing how to exercise them without escalating the situation. This is about staying alive and staying free in situations most people never prepared for. Most people freeze when this happens. They panic. They make mistakes that cost them everything. But you won't, because you know exactly what to do in every stage. You're prepared. You're informed. You know the protocol. Is this situation ideal? No. Is it fair? Doesn't matter. Fair or not, it's happening. And reality doesn't care about our feelings. What matters is you survive it. You stay safe. You protect your family. You assert your rights without putting yourself in danger. And you're ready. Because you watched this video. You took notes. You memorized the key phrases. When they knock at 3 a.m., you don't freeze. You execute the protocol. Stay safe. Stay legal. Stay informed. And if you know someone who needs to see this, someone in an area where these operations are happening, share this with them. Because this information could literally save their life. What survival scenario should we cover next? Drop it in the comments below. Stay ready, because the world doesn't wait for you to prepare.